Right, a very warm welcome to Alina Popa, CFO of OMV Petrom. Thank you very much for joining us here. And it's such a delight to have you here as part of this interview series. Let me start first of all by congratulating you on the fantastic win in the ARIR 2020 awards that we celebrated last year in October, where you achieved a top position, the top position in the CFO voting category. Fantastic and very well done. Share with us perhaps first of all, what do those awards mean to you and to the management and to the IR function?
Thank you very much for the invitation, first of all. I'm very happy to be able to have this discussion with you. We are very honored. We are very honored to receive such awards, and from the investor community, it is very motivating for us as management team, but for our entire team, and also definitely for the investor relations team to be appreciated by the capital markets. These awards bring for us a lot of obligation and motivation to continue to keep very high standards, aiming for be best in class, but also keeping high transparency, timeliness, proactivity, and strong communication with capital markets.
Yeah, very good. You've actually all just mentioned all those attributes that actually gets measured as part of the investor relations program as well. Fantastic. You've obviously joined the CFO role in 2019, but have been obviously with OMV for a number of years now, I believe 15 years. And you went through pretty much soon after joining the CFO role or becoming CFO, you have gone through this crisis that we've all experienced last year and still ongoing, I guess, to a certain degree. Share with us a little bit, Alina, what was your experience, and more importantly, what are the measures that you have taken in terms of the engagement with the market and to still maintain the trust, of the investor community?
Indeed, 2020 was really a challenging year from many perspectives, I think, for most of us. And it came with a lot of uncertainty. Uncertainty from different perspectives. And when it comes to uncertainty, I think the most important thing we should do as professionals is communication. Communicate even more than in normal times. So, and we started from employees to business partners to customers, and definitely with the investors community. So we communicated much more than before. I have to confess that also this online ways of communication helped because it's very efficient, and we improve more and more in doing it in a very efficient way. So we have attended more investor conferences than before. So I have some numbers in mind: 8 investor conferences attended in 2019 and 12 in 2020. Just conferences, and then a lot of one-to-one investor calls. So we try to really do everything to be very close to the investor community in transparently explaining where we are, what are the challenges, what are we doing about it, what is our approach towards pandemic, where is our financial performance, what measures we took. We took a lot of financial measures to adapt and to be fit in these difficult times. So we have explained very detailed all this time where we are and what we do in order to be even stronger after this crisis.
Yeah, very good. I mean, ESG is obviously something that is of growing importance, and it's even in the pandemic, we've seen that there has been an increased focus on ESG metrics, whether now social or environmental. It's very interesting to also see that you are one of the first companies in Romania, in fact, to follow the TCFD standards. So share with us a little bit in terms of how do you measure materiality aspects and the impact. What is your investor engagement when it comes to ESG, and share with us a little bit also about the challenges of now in terms of ESG related topics, but also for the future.
Definitely. So first I would start with saying OMV Petrom has always placed great importance on ESG topics, applying principles of good corporate governance. It's definitely an important element. And also the company takes a lot of pride in our fundamental role on the Romanian society. We build a strong reputation for responsible business practices and also proactive community involvement in things from health to education to environment and so on.
Mm.
But it is clear that ESG became even more important in the recent years, and with a lot more emphasis on E part of ESG, the environmental part. We have felt this in our investors meetings with more and more questions, even meetings which were dedicated to ESG, which did not happen in the past. We seeing this and seeing the interest and coming from the investors community and generally from the society, we have decided that we want to be very transparent in what we do about it. And TCFD, it's bringing the disclosures to a best-in-class standard when it comes to transparency of companies in the actions, the activity, and the journey they have when it comes to climate change. So as an energy company, for us, it's very important to be part of the solution. We want to be part of the solution, and we want to have a constant activity around reducing our carbon footprint, investing in optimizing our portfolio to address the energy transition. So we put more time, more energy, starting from top management in the topics around energy transition recently to respond to the demand coming from the society, coming from the investors community. So we started, and I'm very happy that we were the first ones in Romania being TCFD supporter in July last year. This being voluntary engagement demonstrates our commitment. And what we do is really we take further steps around disclosure. We take more actions internally around what we are doing around different topics, assessing risk, analyzing climate change versus our strategy, having important metrics and targets that we measure for every different aspect, because measurement is the first step and then target is the next step, and definitely we are very committed to find the best solution for the energy transition.
Yeah, very good. We've also seen a stagnation in foreign investment over the last 2 years, which are obviously recognized as major accelerator in terms of the country's growth. In your view, what are the things that can be done from a governmental point of view, but also from other authorities and bodies within the country, such as ARIR, that kind of fuel the improvement of the economic makeup to attract international investors?
Yes, indeed. I think Romania has a lot of potential. For to attract investments because it has some big strengths like growth. Yeah, we see potential for growth in Romania. We see potential for high returns in businesses. We see very good human capital potential here. And we also have the European Union part, which reduces risks. Being part of European Union definitely is lowering the country risk in many aspects. But what Romania should do to attract more investment, coming to your question, I think we should create a more business-friendly environment. And how to create that is, first of all, through a stable, predictable, and competitive fiscal and regulatory regime. I think that's fundamental. A second I would highlight would be around the key infrastructure. We need to improve when it comes to key infrastructure. But investments are key to take us out of the crisis we are in, are key for the future of Romania. And as I said, it's a lot of potential. Also, there are a lot of European funds being available in the next future. And I really hope for Romania that we will be able to take all these opportunities and then make the best out of it. When it comes to the roles, I think all of us have a role here, all of us. And we need to ensure that we all participate to the process. I see a lot, a great role for professional associations like ARIR to create the platform for discussion, because discussion, input, transparency, and commitment to make a difference are essential. And the professional association ARIR have a great role in creating this platform for dialogue and best practice sharing.
Yeah, absolutely. You were just talking, obviously, about investor relations. Share with us your view on IR as a strategic function within the corporate construct, and also particularly your engagement with the IR team. That is obviously also a recognized IR team, also through our survey, doing very well across the different functions and attributes. What value does it bring, and how do you measure it?
In my role as a CFO, I'm very focused on the strategic role of IR function. I'm very engaged with the IR team. It's many times probably the team I'm closest to, and why is that? It's first of all, I strongly believe in the importance of an external view. And IR team brings to me this external perspective that it's so valuable. Listening and asking actively for different perspectives bring a lot of value to companies. And especially what I like about the investors relations and investors community, they are very open about it. And yes, they have different views, they have different interests, but you can have an open feedback, open conversation, and this brings a lot of value. Now, another important aspect is the attention and the time. We all have limited time. We, as companies, but also definitely investors, they have less time than options on the market. So we are competing as companies, we are competing for investors' attention and investor time. And then if an investor gives you the time, that 1 hour, you need to do best out of it. You need to be clear, concise, transparent. You need to be honest, always. One of my greatest beliefs: honest, open, transparent, and always prepare very much. Because you need to get the best, and companies are very complex, are very big. You can speak about them hours and hours, but you need to be able to be concise and really convince about the company story, investment proposition in a short amount of time.
Yeah, very, very good. Very true. We're going to switch gear now. I hope you don't mind, Alina. And we're going to go through our quick question round. And the first question for you is, name a favorite band or musician or singer that you like.
Yes, I think music. It's very important part of my life. Yeah, I like a lot listening music, and it's part of my ability to bring the energy level up. Yeah, that's always important. And I listen to every type of music, from Queen to Italian music and French music. I don't have one really that is the most important. Romanian music as well. What I can say, I think one of the things which I miss the most in this pandemic was that I was not able to go to concerts anymore. I was a big fan of going to every concert I could see around, but I'm really looking forward for the times when this will come back. And,
Yeah.
we'll be able to listen to concerts as well.
Oh,
Again.
lovely. Which one was the last concert you attended?
I think it was, if I'm not wrong, John Bon Jovi came to Romania, a very old band.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that might have been the last one. Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic, fantastic. And do you have a quote that you use in daily life?
Mhm. Not really a quote, but if I would refer to my leadership principles, values that I'm most connected with, would be everything around adding value to the people around me,
Yeah.
adding value to the company I work for. These are the things which are more important to me than any titles, positions,
Yeah.
roles I have. That I feel that I add value to the people around me. That's what motivates me the most and gives me the energy to do what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And what was the last book that you read?
Last book that I read, it's a book that is called 5 a.m. Club. I do
Oh, yes.
recommend it. Like
Yes.
it. Robin Sharma is the author.
Yeah.
It's quite a great book.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you following the rules?
to to a good extent, I'm not really an early morning person. I struggle with that, but otherwise, on the principles, I
Yeah.
learned a lot, and I try to follow it.
Yeah, it's a great book. And personal objective for 2021 for you, Alina?
I have a list, but maybe what I would really highlight was is the objective that I find more time for reflection
Hmm.
and less for social media type of things, and more for reflection. Yeah, more reflection time and less social media.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, fantastic. Well, thank you very much for your time, Alina Popa, CFO of OMV Petrom, with a fantastic result in the ARIR results 2020 in first place in the CFO category, which are obviously based on the emerging EMEA executive team survey that Institutional Investor conducts. A fantastic achievement. Again, many, many congratulations and all the best for this year. And I do hope that we get to see each other during the awards in October. Fingers crossed it'll happen, and all the best until then.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for everything.
Thank you.